Hi Recovery Girls, it's Chenille, and today I want to talk about problem solving and recovery. Sometimes problem solving situations can come up and they're pretty significant, and other times they're insignificant. But something that happened this morning really kind of triggered this topic for me. So I have systemic lupus, and systemic lupus is an autoimmune condition where basically part of my immune system is rogue and attacks healthy tissues when my immune system is activated. And UV light and sunlight can trigger what's called a lupus flare, which basically is like my body attacking itself. So I want to get a manicure today, and in particular I want to get a gel manicure, and I know they use UV lights to cure the polish. So this morning I'm thinking, well, do I get a gel manicure? Do I just get a regular manicure? Do I get an overlay? What should I do? So getting in a problem solving mode, I jumped online and I Googled lupus and gel manicures, and I was able to find some information, and in that information, I saw a really good idea, which was to apply sunscreen immediately before getting the manicure. And I thought, oh, that's awesome. So I am now going to go ahead and get a manicure, and I'm just going to protect myself accordingly before that manicure. But I know that's really simple, but to me, that's kind of how recovery plays in my life. When I came to the meeting room the first time, I had some insurmountable problems, or at least they seemed insurmountable. I felt completely helpless and hopeless. It was very dark, and I didn't see that anything would change. And you know what really was is I couldn't see the solutions, and I wasn't solution oriented. But being solution oriented also often requires problem solving. And so as I started to identify the problems in my life that I had, I began to find solutions. Sometimes those solutions are as simple as jumping on Google, like I did this morning, to find out the information I need. Sometimes those solutions only come as a result of seeking God through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with Him, and praying for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out, the 11th step. So it can come in different ways, but ultimately I think a part of successful recovery is learning how to solve problems. Sometimes solving the problem will be more directed. For example, when you are abstaining from a dependency or an addiction, you have to remember that it served a purpose. It wasn't a good or healthy tool, but it was a tool nonetheless. So you have to be very proactive about figuring out what you're going to substitute that's healthy in its place. So problem solving, it becomes a huge tool in your recovery tool belt. Also, just remembering that being successful in life is not about being problem free. Actually, I think the most successful people are the ones who are able to tackle difficult problems and come out on the positive side. So, recovery girls, whatever you're facing in your life, know that there's no issue too big that can't be resolved. Sometimes, you seek out solutions and they're easy to find. Sometimes it takes more knee work. You're down on your knees praying and waiting for an answer from God, but the solution will appear. But oftentimes you need to use some problem solving skills. Girls, remember that God is wild about you. He longs to overshadow you in His goodness. All you have to do is let go and let God. I'm letting go, ladies. What about you?